have you ever wondered why your groups are not as tight as what they could be? If you're really tired of your shots landing all over the place, well, today's video is just for you. I'm going to be sharing 7 proven tips that are going to help you tighten up those groups and improve your Benchrest shooting technique. So stick around, put these tips into practice, and you could be seeing results just like this. So picture this, you're at the bench, you have everything dialed in, or you think so. You're focused, your rifle's ready, your ammunition's loaded. Then, just about as you're about to take that shot, you notice your rifle is literally a hair off center. It's a small mistake, right? But in Benchrest shooting, small mistakes can mean the massive difference at the target. I've seen so many times, I've lost count. Shooters that are so hyper-focused on their rifle and ammunition, but they are missing the most critical piece, proper setup. But, if you take an extra little moment to set up everything correctly, no, not just your rifle, but the whole setup, you'll see those results. So therefore, before every single shot, make sure your rifle is perfectly straight, your rests are aligned, and everything is locked in. Such a small, simple adjustment can really transform your shooting. So here's a tip that is often overlooked. Using the forend stop properly, this little guy here. A lot of shooters, simply ignore it, or they forget to actually push their rifle up to it for consistency against the forestop. The forestop, really is there for a reason, and it ensures that the rifle starts from the exact same position every single time, which is essential for accuracy in Benchrest shooting. But, if you're not pushing your rifle gently up against the stop every single time, you're losing that consistent, starting point every single time. And every single shot can shift just slightly. Therefore, every time you start your shots, get in the habit of pushing your rifle up to the forend stop. This simple action, gives you that consistent, repeatable setup that directly impacts your shot accuracy. I know it's a tiny little small detail, but it makes a world of difference. And, amount of times that I see that people don't use it, or, they're trying to set their rifles up on top, or, they turn their stop away and they're shooting in their, it just goes crazy. But this small little detail makes the world of difference. And I received a question in my emails. Now, they're asking, how much of the stock should you have on your bags? As much as possible. Bring your stock right up to the stop. Use that stop. The manufacturers have put it there for a purpose, and let's use it. So this next tip is actually probably going to surprise you, but using your rear bag. A lot of people I see at the range, they don't use their rear bag when they're Benchrest shooting, or they're using it incorrectly. They might try to sit their rifle on top of the bag like that. They might try to hold their rifle up in the air, or they might even try to put their rifle into their shoulder like a traditional shooting stance, but with the front on a Benchrest. What is this going to do? It's going to create inconsistency, and your shots are going to fly all over the place. Now, check this out. If you don't put your rifle in your bag correctly, what happens when you take a shot? Your rifle slips. It literally slips. It just wiggles and jumps all over. So to do this correctly, make sure you have your bag set up. Make sure it is filled correctly. But you don't want a bag that is not filled enough, or overfilled can cause problems as well. You want your bag filled just enough. And this is exactly what I do. I get my rifle and give it a couple of bumps. Make sure it is seriously set in there. You're not going to hurt your rifle if you just give it a couple of good bumps just to make sure it's set. Once it's there, I like to do a couple of little test slides to make sure it is tracking smoothly and, of course, straight. That way I know I'm good to go. And as in the previous step, making sure that the rifle is up against the stop as well. So let's dive into a tip for smoother recoil management. Friction can throw off your consistency shot to shot. So, finding ways to reduce your recoil and, of course, reducing that friction is the key. I've seen top shooters, and even myself, we use Teflon tape on the contact points, and I've even seen some guys use baby powder and baking paper. So here's an interesting story. Some of the top Australian shooters, opt for baking paper instead of a baby powder. This is to reduce the friction on your front rest and your rear bag. They found that baby powder and baking paper provides an efficient way to reduce that. Now, the only thing is baby powder can leave a little bit of a residue, but, some of the guys just opt for baking paper as it, really makes the setup a lot more cleaner and can just throw it away. So whether you're using Teflon tape, baking powder, or baking paper, these small adjustments can really add up, to a massive improvement in your shooting. Now, check this video out. I was at the range and I was actually getting some inconsistencies and my shots weren't going well. It was simply down to having some friction within my bag. Now, if you see on this video right now, you'll see my shot goes and where my reticle ends up, it ends up to the right. That movement clearly indicates that there is a friction issue within that particular shot. The rifle was not tracking correctly in the bag. What we did, we simply put some baby powder onto my rear bag and straight away my rifle started tracking a lot more smoothly. Remove that friction, it makes a world of difference. So let's talk about correct Benchrest equipment setup. Now, I have seen this mistake many times at the range with new shooters, and look, this is not anything against them. This video, I really want to, demonstrate proper Benchrest setup. I've seen a amount of people rock up to the range and they set up, but unfortunately they've got their rifle sitting on the table. And the first big thing is they put the barrel on the front rest. Now, the big problem with that is obviously it is not in the correct stable position because your rifle is literally just going to rock around like crazy and it's not going to set there correctly. Second of all, obviously having your barrel on the rest is going to destroy any sort of barrel harmonics. Picture a barrel like a massive tuning fork. When you shoot it, the barrel vibrates in a certain way that creates your accuracy. If you're stopping that accuracy and stopping that vibration, your shots are going to be thrown off everywhere. Now, if you want me to talk a little bit more onto barrel harmonics and tuners and how that all works, let me know in the comments because I'm more than happy to do so. On my Seiko, I have run a tuner. Some rifles you do, some rifles you don't. This rifle, I have seen a small improvement. So yeah, we can definitely talk about that in the future. So yeah, obviously the first thing you want to do is make sure that the front of your rifle is well and truly settled into your front rest. Now I'm using a Seb AR250. It doesn't really matter what front rest that you use. They're all pretty much the same. If you've got a Benchrest rifle, they've got a 3.5-inch bag. If you've got a more of a traditional rest, then you can just simply put your rifle into your bag. Most of them do have the bag stoppers on the side. Technically, the rules are you shouldn't have these clamped onto your rifle because, it is against the rules. But second of all, you don't want it too tight because if you have it too tight, that introduces that friction once again, and you're not going to get that smooth recoil. But for SSAA rules, you need to make sure that your clamps on your rifle. Now, again, most of these bench rests, you can clamp your front rest right down really tight, but the rules are that you must be able to remove it freely without making any adjustments. Obviously, the next step is making sure that you have your bag and your rifle seated correctly, and you also want to make sure that you have your rifle level. Most of these rests do come with a bubble level, but most rifles do come with a bubble level within the stock themselves. You can get scope mount bubble levels, or you can simply go to the shop and buy a tiny little bubble level that you can sit on top of your scope to make sure that your rifle is set. Take your time, make sure that these, very basic fundamentals are set up, and this is going to improve your shooting. Now, let me tell you about the impact of trigger pull on accuracy. I've seen it happen time and time again, where shooters, line everything up, everything's perfect, their setup is spot on. Then as they pull the trigger, the rifle jerks or, it recoils inconsistently. That small movement can cause improper trigger pull. It can really push your bullet off a long way and, and throwing out your entire group. But mastering the right trigger pull technique can really help you avoid this and improve your accuracy. Here's a few techniques that, will help and hopefully keep in mind. Use a gentle squeeze, slow and steady. Apply pressure until the shot breaks. And of course, follow through. Keep your finger in the position on the trigger after the shot. This smooth transition really helps any accidental jerking or anything like that. Trigger finger placement, look, I don't really care what you do as long as you do it consistently. If you're doing one shot with the tip of your finger, next shot with the knuckle of your finger, you're not going to have a consistent trigger pull. Doing this, it builds that muscle memory. And of course, it takes that time to develop. But remember, always use the same position on your finger. Now, trigger pull really is a crucial part of maintaining that stability and ensuring your shots land exactly where you want. Perfecting this skill, can really make a difference with your Benchrest shooting. Look, and also, some of the things with trigger weights and everything like that, some of the competition triggers out there, you can literally break your shot off with just touching it with a fingernail. Some of these rifles out there, you do have very, very heavy triggers, which of course, does make it very difficult for that consistent shot. So if you're really getting into precision shooting, get your triggers looked at, and of course, learn consistency. So let me share a personal story with you. We really have had all those days that nothing goes well, and it doesn't matter what you do. Well, I've had one of these times I've had such a bad day at work and everything just seemed to pile up. And by the time I got to the range, I was tired, I was worn out, and, I was really frustrated. I went through the motions and made sure everything's correctly, focused on my rifle ammunition, my setup, fired, but, something was not right. The shots were all over the place and my groups weren't even close. And honestly, those results at that competition really spoke for themselves. And it wasn't my day. But, that experience, taught me a valuable lesson. Shooting, really isn't about having the right ammunition or right rifle or anything like that. It really is about being in the right headspace. Therefore, take the moment before every single session, clear your mind and really focus, especially, if you had a really tough day. Sometimes, taking those few deep breaths, stepping back and taking a moment can make a massive, massive difference. So, remember, as important a steady aim is, what's on your mind can make a huge impact. And same as like if you're in a competition and you're feeling really nervous and everything like that, that can throw off your shots as well. So take your time, take some, learn some relaxation methods at the range and, really focus on it. Shooting is a fantastic sport. And I love shooting simply for the relaxation of it. I go to shooting to focus on the sport and everything like that. And that way, work and family and all those other things, I can park that to the side for a little bit and, focus on something. And having that ability to be able to focus really, really makes a huge impact because, I've done it so many times where not thinking straight or nervous or something like that, your shots just go. So always remember, go to your range happy. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling worried, feeling nervous as well, just take your time, relax, kick back, have a Coke or something like that. And you'll be amazed how much that's going to improve your consistency and accuracy at the range. If you like those tips that I spoke about today and you want to learn some more, check out this video right here. There's another 8 tips that I truly believe that will help you improve your shooting.